I genuinely believe that this is what fueled a lot of my ex's covert forms of abuse. Passive-aggressiveness, the indirect communication, guilt trips, and the emotional manipulation. His insecurities would be triggered, and so he perceived me as being abusive. But abuse is behaviors intended to control. I slowly started to notice that the behaviors he was having an issue with, there was no intent to control him. They were just me living my life. But what there was a perceived rejection. And if you're new to my page, my name is Jackie, and I'm giving real examples of emotional abuse so that you can spot them in your relationships. Everything was a perceived rejection. Getting up to do a workout instead of staying in bed to cuddle was a perceived rejection. Wanting to go to a Reiki exchange that only happened once a month instead of hanging out with him when I saw him 4 times a week was a perceived rejection. Not responding immediately to a text was a perceived rejection. Not offering him my daughter's old clothes before posting them on Marketplace was a perceived rejection. Wanting to go to bed instead of staying up with him was a perceived rejection. When I decided to stay up to avoid the perceived rejection and I accidentally fell asleep on the couch, that was a perceived rejection. Everything triggered his fears and his insecurities. So he would use his insecurities, his fears, and his triggers as a way to guilt me into changing my behavior so they wouldn't be triggered. And when I didn't change my behavior because his requests violated my autonomy, he would call me the abuser. I was withholding, I was controlling, and I was punishing. Make that make sense.